Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today we're talking Marvell Technology Group, ticker symbol MRVL. As a disclaimer, this is not investment advice. This is just a research video meant to be educational as well as entertaining. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm going to highlight some recent news regarding this company as well as some insight as to what the company has been up to and a little bit about the stock. Enjoy.
Data infrastructure has never been more critical to the global economy. It's what keeps the world connected, businesses running, and information flowing. At Marvell, we believe that infrastructure powers progress. Trusted by the world's leading technology companies for over 25 years, we move, store, process, and secure the world's data with semiconductor solutions designed for our customers' current needs and future ambitions. We're changing the way tomorrow's enterprise, cloud, automotive, and carrier architectures transform for the better. We're driven by the belief that how we do things matters just as much as what we do. That's why at Marvell, we go all in with you, because with a foundation built on partnership, anything is possible. Marvell is essential technology done right.
So that's just a brief into what the company is involved with, some of their clients. I'm going to drop you into a news clipping from Mad Money with the CEO from Marvell.
Yeah, if you just take the 5G progress we've made in isolation, let's head back to really 2018. We closed a transformational acquisition that year with a company called Cavium, who, when we bought it, had one design win on a key component at one major OEM, which was Samsung. Through our own efforts, right, our own team, the combined team now of Marvell and Cavium, plus a key acquisition we made last year of a Vera Semiconductor, we've now secured through our own efforts organically, as well as through acquisitions, significant content across all of the remaining key four players in 5G systems. And it's really a story of a diversity of customers, a diversity of products and technologies that we supply into the radio base stations, a multitude of components. And think of it as pretty much all of the key elements of data processing, which are very specialized, Jim, for 5G. Marvell has unique technology for that that's extremely differentiated from the rest of the market. And yes, you're right, we're exposed to all the other OEMs, and which then exposes us to every major geography that is going to roll out 5G starting now and into the future.
It's always nice to hear from a CEO when they're discussing their mergers and acquisitions, as well as their future outlook with the company, as far as what their technology is capable of doing, which their Ethernet and their 5G capabilities are going to be moving into the auto sector. China is the first leading indicator of a rebound in autos, Marvell Tech CEO says. I'm going to put you into this video clipping from the NXP vice president, which is also a semiconductor technology company, just highlighting what Ethernet capabilities are in auto.
The automotive industry is facing a sea change in new applications, things like self-driving cars, advanced driver assistance, all sorts of exciting ways to interact with the car and to use the car are driving a new approach to the electronics and the data in the vehicle. The common theme of all of these different technologies, all of these different opportunities is bandwidth. So in the past, there were purpose-built automotive-specific applications that sent very small amounts of data, maybe in the kilobit per second range. But now we're talking about existing systems with 100 megabits per second and gigabit, and very quickly moving to 2.5 and 10 gig. The industry needs a way to be able to bring this into the car and provide the flexibility to solve not just these self-driving car or the existing problems, but also the future things that we don't even know of today. Ethernet is a technology that has a lot of experience and has been deployed in many places. And we know it as the blue cable that you plug into your laptop, and it's also the backbone of the internet and all sorts of data communications today. And that's why the industry has taken it for automotive. But on its own, it's not enough. because when you're in the vehicle, you have to deal with the robustness and the temperature that are required by physically being in a vehicle, and now you have to deal with data that's real time. As the bandwidth grows, Ethernet was also growing to match that, and we are developing the systems to make that happen. We have to take the existing Ethernet and develop versions of it specifically for automotive, and that happens in two ways. One way is on the physical side, where we improve the robustness with things like a two-wire interface and specialized automotive connectors. And the other way is on the delivery, where we now take protocols that were originally developed for industrial applications, bring them into automotive, and this is things like the time-sensitive networking, or TSN, that allows you to have real-time data over an Ethernet network. You might ask, why Ethernet? Why not use a proprietary technology? Why not continue with the older approach? Well, the architects have a big challenge. They're designing a system that they will spec out today, they'll build in 3 to 5 years. That system is now in production for new vehicles for 7 years after that, and they won't know what people need in the car. A real-life example of this is a system that had a forward camera looking for street signs to read the speed, to be able to provide that information up on the dashboard. After the car was released, they realized that they can use this same camera, look at the condition of the road, and change the ride of the vehicle to improve the performance. Here's an example where they were able to improve the car, make a big difference, but no changes to the hardware, no changes to the fundamental approach to sending the data in the vehicle. And this is the sort of future-proofing that is driving the adoption of Ethernet today.
Just trying to wrap my head around what the capabilities are for Automotive Ethernet. This is taken from the Marvell website. Marvell Automotive Networking Products are taking what used to be separate domains of the car, infotainment, the Advanced Driver Assistance System, ADAS, body electronics and control, and connecting them together, providing a high bandwidth, standards-based data backbone for the vehicle. This is meant to add some clarity as to what the capabilities are for Automotive Ethernet. Ethernet brings many advantages to the next generation automotive architecture, including the flexibility to add new applications. In other words, allowing the possibility to build for features that haven't even been thought up yet. This is very promising to someone like myself. I'm interested in taking a position with the company, so it is nice to see that they are getting into the automotive industry. This is a complete borderless enterprise portfolio, highlighting their visibility, their security with zero trust access, their MACsec encryption, their performance, intelligence, AI enablement. I'm going to put you into a video clipping showcasing some of Marvell's technology.
Welcome to the automotive booth of Ethernet Silica at the Electronica 2018. I'm going to show you a demonstrator provided by Marvell showing an in-vehicle communication setup with all the newest chips provided by Marvell. As you can see, the center part of the demonstrator is based on the 88Q5050 security switch from Marvell, and we have here nodes connected to it with 100 base T1 chips and 1000 base T1 chips. We are showing here a setup demonstrating rear entertainment for rear passengers. We have two 4K video streams provided by a hard disk sent to the two screens, and we can demonstrate what would happen if an attacker tries to interrupt the whole system. I'm now going to issue an attack to the communication. And as you can see, the attacker coming from the antenna is disrupting the video stream. Now we will switch on the internal deep packet inspection of the switch. And as you can see, all the bad packets are filtered here in the switch, and the video stream goes on without any interruption. Marvell is a provider of security solutions and of connectivity solutions for in-vehicle entertainment and for all kind of communications. The 1000 base T1 PHY, the 88Q2112, is the first chip on the market for this technology. Thanks a lot for your interest.
I think he does a good job highlighting Marvell's technology performance. I'm going to drop us into an article titled Marvell Technology Dips More Than Broader Markets, What You Should Know, from Zacks Equity Research. Now I'm going to look into the stock, some of the fundamentals, and help me come to a decision regarding a position. In terms of valuation, Marvell is currently trading at a forward PE ratio of 38.5. For comparison, its industry has an average forward PE of 31.04, which means Marvell is trading at a premium to the group. Investors should also note that Marvell has a PEG ratio of 1.69. This popular metric is similar to the widely known PE ratio, with the difference being that the PEG ratio also takes into account the company's expected earnings growth rate. Marvell's industry had an average PEG ratio of 3.51 as of yesterday's close. So, according to a well-known investor, Peter Lynch, who y'all know I respect, a company's PE and expected growth should be equal, which denotes a fairly valued company and supports a PEG ratio of 1.0. When a company's PEG exceeds 1.0, it's considered overvalued, and when a PEG of less than 1.0 is considered undervalued. Going to highlight the EPS of Marvell, and I am highlighting the January 2022 EPS estimate of 1.40. And I'm noting that the earnings per share are expected to grow in the next 2 years. EPS ratio, earnings per share ratio, measures how many dollars of net income have been earned by each share of common stock during a certain time period. It's a popular measure of overall profitability of the company and is expressed in dollars. I'm going to now showcase a comparison of Marvell stock with SOXX, the iShares Semiconductor ETF, which holds a bunch of semiconductors in different companies such as Marvell. And just over these time periods, I'm noticing that if we're looking at the price, right? Look at Marvell's prices in the 30s and SOXX is in the high 200s. So I'm noticing some performance variance in the short term, the 3-month and 6-month, and even the year to date with everything that's happened, that Marvell has outperformed. So when you get an index, you're getting a bunch of companies that may not be performing as well or may not be as innovative as such companies like Marvell and other companies that are moving into that space and doing innovative things. So now I'm going to highlight my trading view, the 3-month window of my trading view. I'm going to highlight some levels of support in the mid 20s all the way up to where we're currently at in the mid 30s. And I feel that obviously things can go any way, shape, or form, but I'm noticing that these levels of support are going to help the stock with its stair-stepping pattern of ascension. So just kind of in my headspace with where I see the price going, it could trade sideways for a little bit, it could drop down, but I don't see it dropping down much further than the low 30s. And if it does, I think that's a good thing, because then you could get this company at an even better deal. But with everything that we've kind of showcased so far as its value, I think it's right there. In my opinion, I think that the price is as accurate and as fair as we're going to see with everything going on. This sector, the technology sector, is a safer play compared to other sectors. Going to highlight a Barron's article that just showcases Marvell's stock and everything that it entails a little bit deeper of some fundamentals and technicals with its PE ratio, which is at 16, and that's that's actually, in my opinion, good. I'm gonna also showcase what this article showcases its major holders, so the shares held, and the percentage of assets held throughout all of these big brokerages, all of these big companies that are holding millions of shares of Marvell. And I think that it's fair to say that this company is making some moves in the sector, which is getting a lot of attention. Some of the competitors, right? NVIDIA, TXN, ASMI, Intel. Okay, I'm going to leave it here. I hope that y'all enjoyed that video. If you found this to be educational as well as entertaining, please like, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. I hope all of y'all are staying safe out there. Let me know in the comments if you want to see me research another company. Okay? Y'all have a good week.